Next, geometric progression. A sequence of numbers called terms, each of which after the first is obtained by multiplying the preceding term by a fixed number called the common ratio. So, example natin, 2, 6, 18, 54, and so on. Mapapansin natin, to obtain the second term, is kailangan nating i-multiply yung second term ng 3, which is yun yung common ratio nila. So, to obtain the second term, so times 3 mo ito, 2 times 3 is equal to 6. Then to obtain the third term, 6 times 3 is equal to 18. So, therefore, para makuha natin yung a sub 2, so let's denote this as a sub 1, a sub 2, a sub 3, and a sub 4. To get a sub 2, we multiply a sub 1 times yung common ratio nila. So, let's denote this as r. So, a sub 1 times r. And a sub 3 is equal to a sub 1 times r raised to 2. So, bakit raised to 2? Kasi pag galing ka dito, a sub 1 times 3. Times 3 mo ulit para makuha yung third term or yung a sub 3. So, ganun din. Para makuha yung a sub 4, magmumultiply ulit tayo ng times 3. So, to get the a sub 4 is equal to a1 times r raised to 3. Para makuha natin yung n terms, so a sub n is equal to a1 times r raised to n minus 1. So, ito yung gagamitin nating formula para kunin yung n term ng isang geometric progression. So, n minus 1 kasi if you will see the pattern, pag a sub 4 ang hinahanap natin, so raised to 3 yung common ratio natin. Kapag a sub 3 naman, raised to 2 yung common ratio natin. So, kaya merong n minus 1 doon. So, ito yung formula na gagamitin natin to find the n term of the geometric progression. So, for the common ratio, ito yung magiging formula natin para makuha. So, a sub 2 over a sub 1 is equal to a sub 3 over a sub 2 is equal to a sub 5 over a sub 4. So, i-divide lang natin yung term from its previous term. Next, sum of the n terms of geometric progression. So, ito yung gagamitin nating formula for the sum of the n terms. So, paano ba natin nakuha itong formula na ito? So, sabi natin, sum of the n terms, pag-aadin lang natin yung mga terms dun sa geometric progression. So, sum of the n terms is equal to a sub 1 plus a sub 2 plus a sub 3 and so on plus a sub n. So, sabi natin, sum of the n terms is equal to a sub 1 plus, para makuha natin yung a sub 2, is i-multiply natin sa common ratio yung a sub 1. So, a sub 1 times r plus a sub 1 times r squared plus a sub 1 times r raised to 3 plus hanggang makarating tayo sa last term natin, which is a sub 1 times r raised to n minus 1. So, this will be our equation 1. For equation 2, i-multiply natin itong equation 1 natin sa common ratio. So, r times yung s sub n is equal to 8 sub 1 times r plus a sub 1 times r squared plus a sub 1 times r cube hanggang makarating tayo sa last term natin, which is a sub 1 times r raised to n. So, bakit naging r raised to n na lang yun? So, remember natin yung product rule natin. So, x raised to a plus x raised to b. So, is equal to x a plus b. So, kapag pag-aadin natin yan, so, a1 r raised to n minus 1 plus r. So, meron siyang raised to 1 dito. So, kapag pag-aadin natin yan, n minus 1 plus 1, so magkakancel lang yung 1. So, ang matitira na lang is a sub 1 times r raised to n. This will be our equation 2. So, para makuha natin yung Sn, So, i-minus natin itong dalawang equation natin. So, equation 1 minus equation 2. So, we will have S sub n minus r S sub n is equal to, so itong right side ng equation natin, kapag ipagma-minus natin yung mga similar terms, so magka-cancel lang itong mga to. So, AR, cancel dito, cancel din ito, cancel. A sub 1 times R raised to 3, so magka-cancel din yan. So, ang matitira na lang is A sub 1. So, ito. So, dito sa previous term, meron tayong A 1R raised to n minus 1 para makuha natin yung previous term. So, magka-cancel din yan. Cancel. So, ang matitira na lang is A1 minus A1R raised to n. So, para makuha natin yung S sub n, so, i-extract natin yung S sub n dito sa right side ng ating equation. So, S sub n times 1 minus r is equal to A sub 1 minus A sub 1 times r raised to n. Para makuha natin yung S sub n, so i-divide lang natin ng 1 minus r yung both sides of the equation. So 1 minus r, 1 minus r. So magka-cancel to. So therefore, S sub n is equal to A1 minus A sub 1 times r n over 1 minus r. So we can rewrite it as S sub n is equal to A sub 1 times 1 minus r raised to n over 1 minus r. So, ito yung gagamitin nating formula para kunin yung sum of n terms ng geometric progression. So, example, write the first 4 terms of the geometric progression. So, letter A. So, sabi natin, let's use the formula. So, A sub n is equal to A sub 1 times r raised to n minus 1. So, para makuha natin yung second term, so, A sub 2 is equal to A sub 1, which is 3. Common ratio, 5. So, raised to 2 minus 1 is equal to 15. A sub 3, ganun din. So, 3 times 5 raised to 3 minus 1 is equal to 75. And A sub 4 is equal to 3 times 5 raised to 4 minus 1 is equal to 375. Another example, so first term natin is 2, common ratio is negative 3. So A sub n is equal to A1 times r raised to n minus 1. So A sub 2 is equal to A1, which is 2. Common ratio negative 3 raised to n minus 1. So 2 minus 1 is equal to negative 6. A sub 3 is equal to, so first term 2 and common ratio negative 3 times raised to 3 minus 1 is equal to 18. And for the fourth term natin, so A sub 4 is equal to 2 times negative 3 raised to 4 minus 1 is equal to negative 54. Another example, find x if the numbers form geometric progression. So, 9x, 81. So, first term natin is A1, second term, A2, third term is A3. So, sabi natin, common ratio is equal to A2 over A1 is equal to A3 over A2. So, let's substitute. So, x over 9 is equal to, so A3, 81 over x. So, cross multiply. X raised to 2 is equal to 81 times 9. Therefore, square root. So, x is equal to the square root of 81 times 9 is equal to 27. Another example, find the specified term of the geometric progression. So, A, 6 term of 2, 6, 18. So, sabi natin, AN is equal to A sub 1 times R raised to N minus 1. So to find the 6th term, so kukunin muna natin kung ano yung common ratio nila. So, 6 over 2 is equal to 3. So their common ratio is 3. So finding the sixth term, so a sub 6 is equal to a1, which is 2 times the common ratio 3 raised to n minus 1. So 6 minus 1. So a sub 6 is equal to 486. So next, 8th term of 28, 14, and 7. So let's find the common ratio. So 14 over 28. So their common ratio is 1/2. Therefore, a sub 8 is equal to a sub 1, 28, times yung common ratio nila, 1/2, raised to n minus 1, so 8 minus 1. Therefore, a sub 8 is equal to 7 over 32. Next, find the sum of the geometric progression. So letter A, 4, negative 12, 36 to 6 terms. So, sabi natin, yung formula natin sa sum of the n terms ng geometric progression is S sub n is equal to a sub 1 times 1 minus r raised to n over 1 minus r. So kunin muna natin yung common ratio nila. So, common ratio is equal to negative 12 over 4. So, ang common ratio nila is negative 3. So, makukuha na natin yung sum of the n terms ng 6 terms. So, S to sub 6 is equal to A1, yung 4, times 1 minus the common ratio, negative 3, raised to n. So, 6 over 1 minus negative 3. S sub 6 is equal to negative 728. So next, kunin natin yung ratio. So R is equal to 6 over 30. So ang common ratio nila is 1 over 5. Therefore, yung S sub 5 natin is equal to first term 30 times 1 minus the common ratio 1 over 5 raised to 5 over 1 minus 1 over 5. So, S sub 5 is equal to 4,686 over 625. Ito yung magiging sagot natin. Geometric progressions with infinitely many terms. So, sum of the infinite geometric progression. So, ito yung gagamitin nating formula for the sum of infinite progression. So, example, find the sum of the infinite geometric progression. So, A. So, 5 plus 2.5 plus 1.25 plus 0.625 plus 0.3125 and so on. So, let's use the formula. So, for letter A, so S sub n is equal to A1 minus 1 minus R. So, let's kunin muna natin yung common ratio nila. So, 2.5 over 5. So, this is 1/2. So, substituting, A1 is 5 over 1 minus R, 1 minus 1/2. So, S sub n natin is equal to 10. Next is letter B. So, ganun din yung gagawin natin for letter B. So, kunin natin yung ratio nila. So, 5 over 3 over 5. So, common ratio is 1/3. Therefore, yung S sub n ng infinite terms na ito is yung first term, which is yung 5 over 1 minus R, 1 minus 1 over 3 is equal to 15 over 2. So, let's proceed sa worded problem. A pendulum is being brought to rest by air resistance. Each swing after the first of the pendulum bob is 95% as long as the previous swing, and the length of the first swing is 40 inches. How far does the bob travel in coming to rest? So, this is an example of an infinite geometric progression. So, So example, ito yung pendulum natin. So sabi niya dito sa problem, each swing after the first is 95% as the previous swing. So dun sa previous swing, so 95% na lang siya dun sa susunod na swing. So yung common ratio natin, R is equal to 0.95. Kasi after every first swing niya, after every swing niya is nagbabawas siya ng 5%. So, yung A1 natin, which is yung first na tinravel ng pendulum is 40 inches. So, yung total na tinravel ng pendulum natin hanggang tumigil siya. So, S sub n is equal to A sub 1 over 1 minus R. Substitute natin. So, A1, 40 over 1 minus yung R, which is yung 0.95. So, S sub n is equal to 800 inches. So, ito yung magiging final answer natin.